Hey, hi, hello guys, welcome back to Code with Nani channel. So today we're going to discuss about the problem, Leetcode problem of the day. Check if one string swap can make strings equal. So check the description of the question. So you are given two integers s1 and s2, so of equal length. So we just mentioned of the equal length. So a string swap is an operation where you can choose two integers in a string, not necessarily different, and swap the characters at these indexes. Return true if it is possible to make both the strings equally by performing at most one string swap on exactly one of the strings, otherwise return false. So I'll explain you the problem statement regarding this question. So let's just go to the Microsoft board. So what he's trying to say is, you are given two strings. So you are given two strings s1 and s2. So we just mentioned s1 dot length equal to s2 dot length, which means both the lengths are equal. So what we need to find out is, suppose if s1 is equal to a b c and take s2 equal to c b a. So if you compare both the strings at index 0 and at index 2, both are not equal, right? So is it possible to make both the strings equal by only swapping one time? So we can swap these two indexes, right? We can swap these two indexes. So then what the string that will be? Then it will become ABC, right? After swapping those indexes. So it is equal to the S1. So what we need to find out is it possible to make the string equal by making only one swap? Suppose take another case, S1 equal to ABC and S2 equal to ABF. So even you do how many swaps, it doesn't be equal, because the characters in the S1 will be ABC, but here ABF, and characters of both S1 and S2 are not equal, so we cannot make S1 and S2 equal. Suppose in another case, S1 equal to ABCD and S2 equal to BADC. So how many swaps required to make both the strings equal? So here both these index need to be swapped and these two need to be swapped. So totally we need two swaps, so which is more than one swap. So in this case we return false. So we just need to make sure just one swap is required to make both the strings equal. So we need to find that as well. So let's just take the test cases of this problem statement and we'll find out it. I'll just make screenshot of it. Okay, I'll explain you guys. So in this case, S1 equal to bank and S2 equal to K and B. So check only the first and the last index are not equal. So by one swap in this S1 S2 we can achieve as string S1. So one swap is required. So which are these two our problem statement? So we just return true. So that is the true. And if you take another case, attack this case. So if you check, we have a character A, but we have a character in D. So D is not present in the tag, which means that we cannot able to make S2 equals to S1. So in that case we just return the false. Suppose let's take this case, KELB, right? S1 equal to KELB and S2 equal to KELB, which means that S1 is already equal to S2. We don't need any swap required. So in that case also we just return true. So long story short, we just need to count the number of swaps required. If the number of swaps is more than one, we just return false. If the number of swaps is less than or equal to 1, just return the true. And if characters are not matching, like in the string 1, if the characters are different from the string 2, then in that case as well we'll return the false as well. Character difference. If the character difference is exists, then in that case we'll return the false. So how do we approach for this solution? First we'll just iterate with 0 I less than n I plus plus. We'll check how what are the elements that are not equal in both the strings. Suppose if array if s1 of I is not equal to s2 of I, which means like the characters are different, so we'll just make count plus plus. Suppose after this loop, if count is greater than 2, we directly return false. Because when do we require swap? Because when two elements are not equal, like in two indexes, if the element is not equal, then required a swap. So that's why we just check with the count 2. So if the count is more than 2, we'll directly return the false. So this condition will check for the number of swaps. And another condition is we need to check the characters in S1 as well as S2. Like if the same characters are present in S1 and the same as well as in S2, we can return true, or else we can return false. So I'll just check that as well. So how do we check? So we'll iterate from 0th index to the nth index, and we'll create two maps. Like we'll create a map for this character comma int. So that holds the characters present in the S1 map, right? So if we have a string kelb, so it will push mp of s of I plus plus. So it will create a map. So it will create a map of k repeated one time, e repeated one time, and L repeated one time, and B repeated one time. So this is how the map creates. So same goes for the S2 string as well. So I'll create the same map for the S2 string as well. Okay. So if map of first string is equal to map of second string, which means all the characters present in the S1 string is also present in the S2 string. So in that case we directly return true. Okay, or else we just return the false statement. So that's how the orientation goes. So let's get into the coding part. I'll just zoom in the session so that it will be clear for you. So first what we need to do, we need to check number of swaps required for this. So iterate from 0 to n, and if s1 of I, which means like if both the characters are not equal, we just increment the count. Okay, let's just declare the count as well. Suppose if count is greater than 2, we directly return false, because it requires more than one swap. That is why we just return the false. So the condition is not over, because we need to check the number of characters as well, like the number of characters present in the S1 is need to be equal to the characters in the S2 as well. So I'll just iterate to the string. Let's just create an order map. We don't need any order for this character. We just need to take care of the characters. That's why we don't need any order map. Map comma map 1. So we'll just push all the things. mp of s1 of I. So this holds the map for the string 1. Okay, and this holds map for the string 2. Okay, suppose if return if map 1 is equal to map 2 and count is less than or equal to, so let's just do this in this way. Suppose if map of 1 is not equal to map of 1, which means that number of characters was not equal, then I just directly return true. Okay, so until now we checked number of swaps and we check the number of character difference. If it doesn't exceeds or it doesn't explicitly exceeds, then we directly returns the false, or else it adheres to our problem statement, so we directly return true because it follows every condition that we checked upon. So let's just submit the code. Oh, we didn't declare the n variable, just int n as s1 dot string. So you can maybe ask me why not s2 dot length, because they already mentioned that s1 and s2 are equal length, so we can directly do that. Let's submit the code. Yeah, it did. So that's it for today's video, guys. So if you like the video, do subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon, and that's it for the video, guys. See you tomorrow. Tata, bye bye.